Right, hello. I did have a question a few weeks back on the comments asking me if I've ever tried growing a coconut palm. Well, the answer is yes, and it didn't go well. Absolutely fine through the summer. I had it in the conservatory, grew well. This time last year I had it exactly where this queen palm is now, and it was okay up till about February, and it just started declining and died off. So they don't make good houseplants. I think most people know that. In fact, a lot of the time when you buy them, you see them in the supermarkets, reasonably priced, normally about a tenner. They're probably already dying at that point. But so this is a video on the alternative, and a quick look at some other palms I'm growing in as houseplants in the front room here. So this is, I say it's a queen palm, it's not actually queen palm, it is a Cyagrus. It's Cyagrus cornata. You can see it's got a similar look to the coconut with the really big, long, straight leaves. But it just makes a lot better house plant through the winter. These just sail through the winter no problem as long as they've got a bit of light. So that would be a good alternative, or just a standard queen palm. Cyagrus romans-offiera is a good candidate for indoor growing. They do like a lot of light, but they will quite happily sit there dormant for 4 or 5 months of the year through the winter. So that is an alternative. I had to cut the top of the leaves off because I ground off. They got sunburnt when I put it out in the spring. But yeah, that has got a new leaf coming up here, so we'll see how that does over the winter. This is my bottle palm. Again, makes perfectly good house plant through the winter. Doesn't put much growth on, just sits there dormant, and then should jump into life again when the temperatures are warm enough to get it into the conservatory and then into the garden. And that has got a very small new spear coming here, so we'll see on that over the next few months, see if that moves at all or not. So these are obviously right in front of the window next to a radiator, but they don't seem to mind. I will say I did have a problem when I first brought it in. I didn't notice I didn't clean the leaves down properly, and I had tiny caterpillars which were curling the leaves up, or the fronds, and yeah, I sort of a bit slow on that, so I cleaned all the leaves down, but that has browned them off a little bit. But in general it's looking okay. So over the other side here we've got a couple of standard houseplants, but which were out in the garden over summer, the croton and that sort of thing. We've got the traveller's palm, which looks very similar to a sort of giant white bird of paradise. That is one I grew from seed a few years back. That's got a decent sized leaf on it now. Doing okay. In the corner here we've got the fishtail palm, which really wants more light, but I think that'll pull through the winter okay there until we get warm enough to get out in the conservatory again in the spring. And then we've got the Licuala grandis, which got a little bit of sunburn in the greenhouse over summer. But we're pushing out a new frond there, a little spear, so we'll see how that does as a house plant over winter. And I had another few comments about the Livingstone roundifolia, which we had these in supermarkets over the summer, and I know a lot of people did buy them. They're good looking little palms, but the problem is this was absolutely fine. I had it in the summer house until I brought it indoors, and it all went downhill after that. So I have moved its position a couple of times, and since we have pushed out a new frond on both plants, there's two in there. So a couple of the old ones have died off. I think with most palms or most house plants in general, the rule of thumb is let them dry out more or less completely, and then flood them with water and repeat, basically. Let them dry out in between, and then you'll find out really the best way to care for each individual plant from there. If they start to struggle when they're drying out too much, then give them a little bit more water. But in general, I would see. I mean, this is one I have tried before a couple of years back. I got it through the post, so I don't think that helped, because I don't think they like a lot of root disturbance. If they get banged about in the post, that sort of sets them back. And again, with the supermarkets, I don't know how they water them or whatnot. So a lot of these I did see in the supermarkets, that didn't sell within a few weeks. They did start browning off, similar to what we're seeing here. So again, this is all a bit of an experiment, but we'll see. It didn't help this pot when I didn't notice until I got it home and got it out of the, as in like a fancy pot, and the original pot was split in half and most of the soil was gone. So whether the roots dried out or they were shocked or damaged, I don't know. But we'll just keep an eye on the newest leaves, and there's a spike coming up there, so we'll see how that recovers or not. Alright, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching.